There's nothing like starting a new map, creating a new city. However, what we are going to do in this video is to create a city where all the zones are completely separated. That's right, I want to create an industry zone, a residential zone, and a commercial zone completely separated. Not to mention the other specialized areas like campus and the new industry types and all that stuff. Everything going to be in its own little region of the map. Can I create a city, a functional city, completely separated in its own specialized zones? Let's find out. So here's the initial road layout. On the left hand side, this is a commercial area. Here is the residential area, and here is the industrial area. And I'm creating an utilities area over here as well. And I've put some dirt roads because it's cheaper for the beginning of the city. I don't want to put utility buildings here, so that's why I plopped this one, the water treatment plant here, and the water tower here, so this should be okay. And then I create this roundabout, this weird roundabout, to hopefully connect this. And I left this cap here in the middle because I'm pretty sure I will want to extend the motorway to reach here. So that's kind of it. All this area, or whichever, I don't know how big this city can grow without, you know, falling apart, because having everything disconnected and so far away from each other might not be ideal. I'm secretly hoping that the fact that I will have all these areas separated will make it easier to identify the traffic flows and fix the many issues that I'm sure I'm going to have with this challenge. But at the same time, it will be easier to identify what the issues are and fix them. And yeah, and now I'll see you in the next milestone. Yay, little hamlet. And I actually think that's what I'm going to do. Every time I achieve a milestone in the game, we'll take a look at how the city is progressing. So right now, nothing amazing. Obviously, it's very grid-like, but it's developing quite nicely, already making a good profit. I'm going to keep these roads, these dirt roads, until money is flowing, or at least I have more in the bank, because it's already flowing nicely for this size of a city. And yeah, not too bad. Worthy village, not entirely sure about that, but I have to say it's going quite well. It's developing at a good rhythm, money is good, growth in terms of population is good, no issues at all. So far so good, but this is the easy bit. Wow, the city is growing so fast. And I think a pattern is starting to emerge. Let me look here at the zones. Look, we have so much more residential, and still look at the demand, quite high, versus commercial, it's very tiny, and industrial, which is still tiny, but almost twice as big as the commercial area. This is very interesting. Okay, this is going very well, quite fast, so hopefully we'll get to our conclusion very soon. Boom! We've reached Boomtown. It's likely that I might relocate these buildings, but for now I think this is a good place for them. But I think it's time to buy another tile. Decisions. I think I need to buy this one because I'm running out of space for the industry, and this is also a bit tight, so yeah, I need to buy this one for sure. And I can buy another one. I think I will buy this one. Yeah. There's not, yeah, exactly. That's for now. That's how I need to develop the city. It's going to go towards here, and only the residential is more far away from the motorway, which should be okay. Still early days. These milestones are quite easy to achieve. The main challenge is obviously the money, but as long as you try to do kind of like what I'm doing, which is be very efficient with whatever you plop in this city, you should be alright. Okay. Busy town milestone, and it's been quite busy. Look at what I had to do. So first, immediately after, yeah, a little bit after reaching the previous milestone, cargo trucks started to back up here. So I had to create these 2 bypass roads. It is fine. Well, I'm quite surprised actually that so far no issues. Oh, can we do high density yet? No, not yet. When can we? Ooh, the next milestone. Okay. Now things are going to start to get even more interesting if they weren't already. So now we unlocked the main thing we wanted to unlock: high density residential, high density commercial office zone, so we can start creating new areas and a bunch of other stuff. So let me show you what I've done. So one of the things I've done is to upgrade all the roads, and as you can see I expanded a lot to get to 7.5k population without high density zone. I also reworked a bit, or developed I should say, the industry area, and I created this road layout mostly for aesthetic reasons but also for practical reasons. You can't really tell, but these small segments here are one-way roads, and this is also one-way road. So it's a way for me to split the traffic that arrives at this junction. And before that I had two-way roads, and a lot of cars were crossing this, and I was creating a bit of backup here on this road. Not a lot, but I'm like, let's try to anticipate future problems and fix them right now, because I reckon when we get to around 20,000 population, I think that's when things are going to get tricky. Oh yes, another thing I've done. You see this road here? It kind of disappears underneath this mountain and connects this area to the garbage collection services, because I was getting some citizens complaining about garbage collection, so I decided to do this. Here I was building the grid for the new high density areas, and all of a sudden I got 10k. I barely noticed time passing, and this gives me an opportunity to show you what I'm trying to do here. So I'm creating these big rectangles here as a gap between zones. So this is going to be our high density residential, and here is going to be the high density commercial. Yeah, I plopped one building here. This is the first high density building, guys. We have high density commercial. Oh, and I created a tunnel using a 2-lane highway road, this one, 2-way highway road, that connects the commercial, the high density commercial, to the industry area. So here. So this is working kinda okay, but no, here we go. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, I decided not to have another road from here because industry on this area can just use this one. It's industry from this and this area that might prefer that other one, if it makes sense. Hopefully it will make sense. And also because I didn't want to break these power cables, because I'm lazy. If you notice, this is actually a good time to think about this. Look at the proportion of residential to a commercial and industry, and this industry only started to go up after this previous milestone was achieved, when high density residential was unlocked. So it's really interesting to see the proportion of residential and commercial and industry for low density, that is. And now this shifted completely, because before I had high density stuff, I was still getting a lot of demand, so it was kind of balanced, all the three things. Anyway, I need to have a think about it. In the meantime, I will develop these areas, continue this road layout, and I'll be right back on the next milestone. Big city. Let's see, what did we unlock? A new tile, and new roads, and some new buildings. Nothing amazing. Oh, the large water tower is going to be useful. So I've been busy, as you can see from the previous milestone, and we are getting a lot of fires, and probably because I'm putting a bunch of trees to fill in the gaps. Yeah, I think the city is actually looking quite nice. I'm not focusing on aesthetics, but I'm also not ignoring it, if it makes sense. I'm trying to make the city pleasant to the eye, while making it extremely functional, to see if we don't have issues with traffic between all these separated zones. But it's not looking too bad. I'm just starting to zone all of this, and it already has so much demand. I think the city is developing quite nicely. I'm running out of space for garbage here. I might need to terraform this a bit, but I think with these buildings that we will unlock, I think that will be okay, I think. But we'll see. Otherwise, we have some space here to terraform this stuff, so we should be okay. Congratulations, we are a grand city. A lot of things have happened. A lot. So I was actually just going to put some more things on the new forestry industry. As you can see, I've been very busy between the previous milestone and this one. I expanded all this area of the city. I created this thing here. I hope it works. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever done in terms of interchanges, but yeah, as long as it works, I'm okay with it. And a prison as well. I also created this road layout, and yes, so we are going to continue to expand. What's the next milestone? 32. Okay, this is going to take a while as well, and it's not too bad looking, is it? It's highly functional. So the way I'm planning this is just I want to see how these zone things pan out, and I want to make sure that everything works. So far so good. 32,000 people. Let's take a quick look. So I've been mostly just expanding and zoning stuff, tweaking public transportation here, and I might have created a problem. You see the buses here? Look, this avenue is starting to get a bit chaotic because I put this bus transport hub over here, and I am creating a lot of bus routes, and they mostly prefer to choose this avenue, so it's getting quite congested. It's not too bad, but and I think this 6-lane avenue really helped, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I might just do some more buses connecting these things, because look, there's nothing here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Am I? Yes, I think I should actually, because there's nothing here. Okay, created a couple of bus lines here so they can loop around this area, and this is the commercial area. I didn't want to put buses around here because of traffic. They have, what do they have? What options do they have? Walk, that's the only options they have. Wait a second. Here I should probably put one, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm going to put here one as well. Okay, it's done. Put one here, another here, and things are already upgrading, so that's a good sign. Not too bad. Okay, let's take a look. What's the next milestone? 42. I think we'll get here quite quickly. Colossal City. This was not too difficult to get here to this milestone, and look at this. Isn't this a smiley face of a cyclops? That's what it looks like to me. It's like a cyclops smiling. So I like it. I hope you do too. But anywho, so yeah, more zoning, more basic stuff like putting some parks and just really basic stuff. I also developed the forestry industry all the way to level 5, also tweaked some things around here, also put this road here because there's a lot of trucks using this, like all this path to come here, and I decided to do this. So traffic now is backing up a little bit here, not too much. Still have a long way to go. We need to reach Metropolis and then Megalopolis. So yeah, but I think when the game reaches this stage where there's a lot of high density residential, it's easier to grow the population. So yeah, I think the layout is still, let me put the camera this side. So yeah, the layout is still visible in terms of the zone separation, and I probably create here the campus area as well. So we have all the areas separated. I've made a mistake, guys. I recorded the last 2 milestones, but I did not record the audio. I should have said I recorded the video, but not the audio. My microphone was unplugged and I didn't notice. So now this city is humongous versus the last time. You saw it. well, humongous. All this area is owned, and we have a campus, level 4 campus here as well. So yeah, and probably a lot of things changed. And I was going to do a voiceover on the previous 2 milestones, but like, screw it. I think it's better to show the end result. It's probably quite a long video anyway. And yeah, and I'll try to explain how things are laid out. So let's zoom out as much as I can. Kinda like this, yeah. And let's put the overlay of the zones, which is, I guess, this one. Okay, so let's start from left to right. So on the left hand side we have all the offices area over here, and then in blue, in light blue, and then we have the brown area is the industry, and then here you can't really tell, but this is the utility buildings like garbage and water and stuff like that, and power. And then here dark blue you have low density commercial. All of this dark green is low density residential, and then here are on the right hand side are all the high density residential areas. Blue the commercial, and in green the residential areas. I also created here a forestry industry and a campus area over here. It doesn't look too bad, the city. I wasn't aiming for aesthetics, obviously. I was trying to see if I could create a city with all these zones separated and it would still function, and also if I could make it look kind of okay-ish, it would be also a good, let's say, side challenge, and I think it was achieved. The main thing I think in this type of challenges is traffic, and as you can see over here, traffic isn't too bad. The main challenges I have is that because all the garbage collection services are concentrated here on this area that I'm hovering with my mouse cursor. That means that for them to pick up garbage on this other side, on the eastern side of the city, it's challenging. So what I ended up doing is creating all these tunnels that would connect to different parts of the city, and this being one of them. See, this is a highway road, 2-lane highway road, so that they would prefer to use this. Another challenge is the traffic to and from the industry areas, because the high density commercial areas are over here. How can we get, you know, goods to reach this part of the city? So again, tunnels and trains. Let me show you the train network. So how can I show you the train network actually? Okay, I can show you the passenger train network, maybe like this. Okay, so the orange lines, or should I say orange line, because it's mostly one line, is the passenger train line. So if you see, from the office area goes to the industry area, and then goes to this area which is kind of halfway between the commercial and the residential, and then it connects to all the other areas of the city, and it terminates here. And then here I have what I call a buffer zone for trains that come from the outside. They terminate here at this train station. I'm not connecting the outside lines with the inside train lines, if it makes sense. And I think that's it. Yeah, and the cargo trains are here in orange as well. You can only see the stations, not so much the tracks, but basically I have a cargo train station here that I don't know how much traffic this is offloading, but I think it does help a lot moving cargo between these areas and these 2 commercial areas over here, and also the industry area, the forestry industry area. And this one I allow it to connect. I don't have a buffer zone for cargo. I allow it to connect directly to the outside line. So, and then in terms of public transport, I have very basic setup. As you can see here in purple, I have this, which is the tram lines. I have a few bus lines, and my logic is to use the bus lines or the tram lines to connect like circular routes to connect residential areas to other things. In this case, because they're all isolated, it's mostly to connect to the train. That's kind of my angle. Here I also used bus lines to connect like small districts or small neighborhoods within the residential area to the public transport that crosses the areas. For example, like the subway, this green line over here, it connects to the train station and connects to the commercial area. So if residents from this side want to go to the commercial areas, they get on the bus until the nearest metro station, then they get on the metro. On this side, I didn't do anything except for this blue line, just because I think I've achieved the goal of this challenge, really. I think there's no point progressing this city because we have no issues. Meaning, creating a zone like this, creating a city with all the zones segmented like this, it's possible, and it works very well actually, if you pay attention to the flow of traffic. And if you connect your citizens accordingly to the public transport network. The main thing is traffic, especially this thing like I mentioned previously. So if you do that, yep, it is possible to connect all these zones, or to have a city with the zones completely separated and make it functional and also looking good. I hope you've enjoyed this challenge. If you have any ideas and suggestions about whichever challenges you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to get ideas from you guys. And just before we finish, I'm going to create a montage of different sceneries of the city, so you guys can enjoy, because it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. And yeah, enough rambling. Let's enjoy this beautiful city. Well, beautiful might be an exaggeration, but it's not ugly. I don't think. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling again. I hope you've enjoyed this challenge. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you again very, very soon around my channel. Enjoy. Bye bye.